Thanks for making the time to take the What's Your Number One Weight Loss Blocker quiz. Your quiz results report is being created as we speak and should be hitting your email inbox in about 30 minutes from now. In the meantime, let's talk about your results. Hi, I'm Dr. Mandy Deagle-Smith, weight loss expert for over 20 years and creator of this assessment. Based on the information you've shared and the little I know about you and your situation, your number one weight loss blocker is what's known as stress-induced cortisol. What this means is that you may be more likely than others to eat in response to stress and other uncomfortable feelings you experience. In the short term, stress can shut down appetite, but if it persists, it's a different story. The adrenal glands release a hormone called cortisol. Cortisol increases appetite and may also ramp up our urge to eat. Once a stressful episode is over, cortisol levels generally fall. But if your stress response gets stuck in the on position, cortisol can stay elevated. Stress also seems to affect food preferences, increasing the intake of foods high in fat, sugar, or both. These foods really are comfort foods in that they have a dampening effect on the stress response, which feeds right back into the cycle of your stress-induced cravings. Of course, overeating isn't the only stress-related behavior that can add pounds. Stressed people also tend to sleep more poorly, exercise less, and drink more alcohol, all of which can contribute to excess weight. Are some people more at risk? Well, some people are more likely to respond to stress with high cortisol levels. And those high cortisol responders are more likely to snack in response to daily stressors in their lives. Research shows that women are more likely to turn to stress-induced eating than men. Also, stress appears to add pounds more in those who are overweight to begin with. Another important factor is if a person has experienced a traumatic event in their lives. Whether in adulthood or childhood, having experienced a traumatic event drastically increases their likelihood of having elevated cortisol. The more traumatic events someone has experienced over their lifetime, the more likely it is that they'll experience this high cortisol response to stress and fall into cortisol-induced eating as a result. The big mistake people in this situation make is that they fall into thinking that they just need to muster their willpower. They need to resist temptation and get it together and be stronger. But then when the temptation strikes, they may say things to themselves like, I'll just eat this one thing now and start my diet tomorrow. They may rationalize their choices by telling themselves, I worked hard, I deserve it, or I had a hard day, or I don't get that many chances to have these brownies, so I'll just have them this once. And we've all been there, so we know what happens next. We can easily fall into what's known as the what the hell effect. And yes, this is an actual psychological phenomenon, by the way. We fall off the wagon or mess up, and the next thing we know, we're saying, well, I already messed up on my diet, so what the hell? I may as well, and you can fill in the blank here. Eat that bag of chips, finish the cake in the fridge. One bite becomes a serving, which becomes a meal, a day, a week, and so on. And this can happen over and over, becoming an endless cycle that keeps us stuck. But maybe the bigger issue here is that after enough times, this cycle can start to chip away at our confidence, our belief that we can actually do this. Each new attempt brings with it a renewed hope that this will be the time we actually succeed. But deep down, after having fallen off the wagon so many times, we've planted seeds of doubt. This is called learned helplessness. Slowly we learn that maybe we don't have it in us. Maybe we're simply not cut out to lose the weight. Perhaps we should just accept that this is the way things are. Meanwhile, we continue to feel out of control with food, lack energy to get through the day, or watch our health decline. We feel pulled to desperately want to make a change, but overwhelmed and unsure of how to go about it. Thankfully, it doesn't have to be like this. First, it's important to understand that wherever you are right now, And however you got here, it's not your fault. Our modern food environment has landmines at every turn. We're taught the wrong things about how our bodies work and how weight loss works from a young age. And then those skewed messages are repeated over and over, even by so-called experts we trust. Meanwhile, the biggest reasons we gain weight to begin with get ignored. So we start to feel like a hamster on a wheel, trying and trying, but never getting anywhere. And in fact, we're slipping further and further into a hole we feel lost as to how to get out of, because we never really address the primary problem. The good news is that when you get to the root of the problem and understand how the body actually works, how the brain works, and how hormones factor in, you can bypass the pitfalls that most women fall into when they try to lose weight. Now, there are 4 keys to permanent weight loss, and they work kind of like a combination lock. When you get the right pieces in place, things start to click and get a whole lot easier. Now, you might be wondering, how do I know those 4 keys to permanent weight loss? And more importantly, how do you get the pieces of the lock to click into place so you can make weight loss easier and something you can stick with? Well, this is what I do all day, every day. I help women, especially those over age 40, to bust through the weight loss blocks that have been keeping them stuck. I've been helping women lose weight for the last 20 years, and I've seen it all. I've worked with women who had tried everything and wondered if anything was ever going to work. Seeing my clients' triumphs and challenges led me to create a step-by-step training on this very topic. And because you've made the time to take this assessment and tell me a little about you and your situation, I want to offer you a 24-hour access pass to watch this training now for free. In my The Surprising Truth About Weight Loss free online training, I cover all 4 of those keys to permanent weight loss and the exact process to rewire your brain and get your hormones to work in your favor. You'll discover the 3 weight loss mistakes you can turn around today that will immediately start to reset your metabolism, making weight loss easier and something you can maintain, like forever. Now, the only catch is this. In order to claim your free 24-hour access pass, you need to go ahead and do this right now. While you're on this page, and before that countdown timer on the top of the screen goes to 0. So go ahead and do this now, while you're on this page and you're thinking about it. Simply click the button below to claim your free 24-hour access pass and get instant access to the training. I'll see you there.